What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne Yang with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Former Taipei mayor and presidential candidate Wen-je is back in court just days after being released. The 64-year-old is embroiled in the corruption scandal linked to his time as Taipei mayor. Tiffany Wang is live for us at the Taipei District Court. Tiffany, why is doing back in court?
Well, essentially, is back here in court today because prosecutors want him in custody while they're undergoing this investigation. They say that they have reason to believe he may try to collude with others involved in the case or even try to destroy evidence. Now, on Wednesday night, the High Court issued a statement saying that based on their review of the evidence and testimony, they have reason to believe that may have actively interfered in the real estate dealing at the center of this investigation. Now, the lower court let him go on Monday after 2 days straight of questioning. Many legal experts said that this indicated that they had insufficient evidence to connect to this issue, but prosecutors have protested that decision. They appealed to the High Court to revoke his release and detain him for 2 months while they try to set up their case. Now, the High Court did order that release revoked, and so was seen back here again at the court today at 9 a.m. Now, remained insistent that he had nothing to do with this real estate project, that it was overseen by the city's urban planning committee while he was mayor, but others that he worked closely with, including his deputy mayor and 3 others involved have been detained and held incommunicado in relation to this case.
And Tiffany, what happens next for When are we expecting a result?
Well, we may hear a ruling, a decision as soon as tonight, although the formal proceedings have just begun a few minutes ago. Now, if the court rules in the prosecution's favor, that will see detained for up to 2 months while they're investigating this case. Of course, he could still be released on bail. Now, these kind of proceedings in Taiwan sometimes take a while. They could go back and forth, like we saw with another corruption investigation into the former vice premier. That he went through 3 bail hearings back and forth before they finally detained him and indicted him for the case. If these proceedings go in favor, that will see him released, but of course he could still be investigated in connection with this case. Now, although the proceedings are still ongoing, this has already damaged reputation. He's had to step down as the chair of the Taiwan People's Party, which is the party that he founded. There are still some supporters that came out today to rally and give him their support, but still, he will have a long way to go to rebuild their trust. And just how long that journey is, it depends on the court's ruling today.
Thanks, Tiffany. That was our reporter Tiffany Wang at the Taipei District Court, and she'll have more updates later for us tonight. Taiwan says it's monitoring military exercises being held across the Taiwan Strait by neighboring China, designed to simulate an amphibious landing. Hamil Kong has been following the story.
Taiwan is monitoring Chinese military aircraft, drones, and warships that are all taking part in drills just 350 kilometers west of Taiwan's main island here in Dacheng Bay, which is near China's Fujian province. Now, these military exercises are part of a planned 2-day drill which simulate how China would move equipment and troops from warships that are stationed out here in the Taiwan Strait. They would practice how to move these troops inland and land on the beach. Now, this is concerning for Taiwan because Beijing has threatened to invade Taiwan, which it claims as part of its territory. Now, what's interesting about this drill is the use of these ships, which are known as roll-off, roll-on vessels. These are also known as ro-ros. These are civilian ferries which carry people, cars, equipment, and shipping containers filled with goods. Now, because they're so easy to roll on and roll off, there is a concern that China's military might use these ferries to maximize its ability to bring troops and equipment onto the beach. Now, earlier I spoke to Derek Grossman. He's a security analyst with the RAND Corporation based in Los Angeles, and he says that these ro-ros could play a big challenge for Taiwan's military.
China is constantly trying to improve its military capabilities to attack or invade Taiwan, and so the Ro-Ros are definitely a part of that. This is an amphibious landing capability that they are trying to perfect, and that is something that we're obviously keeping a close watch on.
Now, experts here in Taiwan recently said that China doesn't quite have the ability to invade and land troops on a beach just yet, but that these drills are part of Beijing's push to get to that point. And so what Taiwan's military is doing is just keeping on the lookout and monitoring those exercises so it can adapt its own defenses and manage those threats that it's seeing across the Taiwan Strait.
The Biden administration has filed criminal charges against 2 Russian nationals as part of its largest effort to combat alleged election interference by Moscow. Washington also seized over 30 internet domains it believes were promoting false Russian-backed narratives. Meanwhile, the FBI has been investigating a hack by Iran this year, which targeted both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's presidential campaigns. With less than a couple of months to go until November's election, the U.S. says it has no tolerance for efforts to undermine its democracy. A 14-year-old boy who opened fire at his school in the U.S. state of Georgia, killing 4 people, was interviewed last year over threats he made online. 2 students and 2 teachers are known to have died in the shooting. 9 others are injured. The suspect will be charged with murder and tried as an adult. Police had interviewed him last year over online posts that included images of guns and a warning about a school shooting. He was released after denying any involvement. 3 people have died and another is in serious condition after a crane accident in Yunlin County. The deadly incident happened during routine repairs on a building. For unknown reasons, the basket carrying the workers broke off, dropping them over 6 meters. The company carrying out the repairs has been fined $9,000 for work safety violations in order to stop all work until an official investigation is completed. It's the latest in a string of workplace accidents involving cranes. Earlier this week, 2 died after a crane collapsed in Kaohsiung, and last year, a crane fell on the Taichung Metro, killing 1 and injuring 10. NGOs dealing with social work are upset at a revised Public Assistance Act making its way through the Health and Welfare Ministry. They say the current draft has big flaws, and they're upset that consultations about it are happening behind closed doors. John Van Trieste reports.
Social welfare groups protest a draft revision to the Public Assistance Act that could be finished in the coming months. In their view, the text as it stands now has big holes, including in its support for unhoused people and employment assistance. There's also the way the law measures income and the threshold for being able to get help, something that keeps people otherwise able to work unemployed.
有些贫困者啊，他发现他的工作收入，我今年的工作收入快要超过了贫穷线，快要超过了我的低收了，那我就干脆赶快辞职，我控制我的收入，我不要做了。
But it's not just the text of the draft that upsets these groups. It's the way the text is being drawn up. On Wednesday, the Health Ministry held its first discussion session on the draft, behind closed doors. The ministry says the draft isn't final and that it's listening to all voices, with 26 groups offering suggestions so far.
我们现在目前都广征各方意见嘛，如果有错的，我们当然会来广纳各方意见嘛。
But the protesting groups feel left out. They want discussion to be open, and they want to have a part in them before the year-end target for finalizing the draft. Devin Tsai and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Vietnam is becoming an important new player in the global chips industry. That's as foreign tech firms emerge as an alternative investment option to China. And motivation is high among the Southeast Asian countries' engineering students to grab a spot in the hot sector. Joyson reports from Ho Chi Minh City.
With just months to go until graduation, Vietnamese engineering student Thang Nhat Huy is dreaming big to land a job in robotics at a foreign tech firm. He's honed his craft in mechatronics, a cross between mechanical engineering, electronics, and computer science, a varied skill set he believes will give him an edge.
I can actually connect other engineers together, because if I only study on one field, then probably I will hardly understand the other field. Maybe I can even connect Vietnam to other countries. For example, like in Taiwan, I can maybe be the bridge.
In an interconnected world reliant on technology and diverse skills, talents like Tang are highly sought after. He's one of thousands of students at Industrial University in Vietnam's economic hub, Ho Chi Minh City, vying for a spot in a competitive global tech market that's increasingly investing in the Southeast Asian country. The school is no longer just focusing on skills for Vietnam's historically dominant sectors, like making clothes, machines, and electronics. It's expanded into courses like high-tech design and investing millions of dollars into a smart factory lab to train students on top-grade devices.
This university enrolled a record number of students into its mechanical engineering program this year. Now, students and professors alike are working to seize this opportunity to bring local talent up to scratch as more foreign tech firms invest in Vietnam.
That includes chip-making companies from Taiwan. For the global tech leader, Vietnam presents a prime opportunity. With over 4 times the population of Taiwan, Vietnam has a large and young workforce, which is why Taipei-based AI software exec Jonathan Yu has high hopes for Taiwan and Vietnam's trade ties.
Lots of our customers from semiconductor or even like IC design house, they found out that some of the best students in Vietnam, you have the chance to get like the best students in Vietnam to join your company. But if you do the same hiring strategy in Taiwan, it's very difficult because maybe the best will go to TSMC. But now you can hire the best in Vietnam.
While top students here are keeping an open mind, ready to learn from industry giants, most of Vietnam's labor force still lack proper training, which is why some of these students are already aspiring to share all they are learning. Masteral candidate Lê Hữu Ang's ultimate goal is to become a professor in Vietnam, to bring prosperity to his country and people through tech.
Muốn trở thành một giảng viên là vì mình muốn truyền đạt những cái kiến thức của mình để tới nhiều bạn sinh viên. Thì cái ngành cơ khí nó cực kỳ quan trọng ở Việt Nam và cũng như là tất cả các nước phát triển trên thế giới, đang phát triển trên thế giới.
Now with high tech at the heart of Vietnam's development plans, these students are critical in shaping the country's future as Vietnam aims for a rapid climb up the ranks in the global economy. Eason Chen, Allison Nguyen, and Joyce Sen in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam for TaiwanPlus.
To cap off our series on Vietnam's digital goals, tomorrow we take you for a ride on the electric taxis pushing the country's green efforts. Be sure to tune in for that. Taiwan has claimed its 3rd medal in table tennis at the Paralympics in Paris, bringing the total medal count to 4. Table tennis para-athlete Chen Mingzhi won silver after a close battle in the Class TT 5-men's singles final, where he won 2 out of 5 matches but was ultimately defeated by Norway's Tommy Erhog. This was the 45-year-old Chen's first medal at the event. He has been playing table tennis since childhood and became a para-athlete at age 32 after losing his left leg in a car accident. Taiwanese badminton star Dai Ziying has advanced to the top 16 at this year's Yunlin Taipei Open after defeating India's Tanya Himanth. Dai won 2 straight sets in 27 minutes to make it to the next round. She's seeking her 3rd consecutive championship win. Dai has said on several occasions that she plans to retire by the end of this year. She says she's participating in this championship because it's in her own home country.
台湾的比赛是我应该是最后一次会参加了，所以我当然还是在自己可以的情况下会希望参赛。但是如果今天不是在台湾的话，我可能就不会参赛了。
Taiwanese boxer Yu-ting has been appointed as the country's anti-bullying ambassador. The 2024 Olympic gold medalist was at the center of a gender dispute at this year's Paris Games, along with Algerian boxer Iman Khalif. The controversy triggered heated debate online. Ling says she hopes people will learn from her experience that bullying is wrong. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care, and I'll see you next time.